What's up, everybody? I know this is odd because I'm on both YouTube channels tonight and I'm on Twitter. Um, I know I'm looking like Miss Seeley from The Color Purple, honey. I had to take them braids out because I'm getting them done Sunday. I need a little break. Had to wash my hair and twist it. So, it's got product and it's twisting so it can be ready so I could look like something. My son is actually having a open house on Saturday, so I have to look presentable. But I went on ahead and did my stuff now because the thing is that's why the open house is Saturday, and I'm getting my hair rebraided on Sunday, and I don't have time to be taking down hair Saturday night after all of that. So my thing was just like take it down now so I can wash it and then rewash it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to get into this review with Charleston White and Princella. I thought it was a very interesting video. They are both very interesting. Charleston White plays a character, but he has a lot of good things to say. And Princella, at first, when she first came across my timeline, I was kind of like, this sounds a bit much. But then as I began to listen to her, she is intelligent. She does have some good points that are valid. And I think really I've been saying for a long time, like we take relationships very fanciful. Now, me personally, I've been married since 2009 of February. So I've been married for a long time. I have known my spouse. I actually met him December 2006. So we've known each other for a very long time. It's 2023. But I think that overall, we have a very fanciful outlook on relationships. You know what I mean? And it's better just to know who and what you are dealing with when it comes to men and when it comes to women. And so again, y'all, I'm sorry I don't look like a beauty queen tonight. Hell, it's midnight. We're in Detroit, Eastern Standard Time. It's midnight. You know what I mean? It's really time for me to be my ass in the bed. But I wanted to come and talk to y'all, so don't y'all be trying to clown me, okay? But actually, I don't really give a fuck anyway. I'm really just apologizing because I don't want to come off as extra ratchet. But at the end of the day, honey, I'm not going to put on a full production face full of makeup after midnight. It's just not going to happen. Okay. And then I'm leaving this here. My hair is still damp. So it's got to set. So when I had this fro pop out, bam, we be popping. So let's get into this. We're gonna play it. We're gonna play it. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna say what I have to say. Play it, stop it, and say what I have to say right after this. Again, hi to those watching on my RRP Media YouTube channel, my Racqi Road TV YouTube channel, and on Twitter at Racqui Road. So shout out to all of y'all. And shout out to those who are going to watch it on a replay. Okay, let's get into this shit. Let's see this. Share the screen. Okay, let's go.
Peace and love, family, and thank you for joining us tonight on Zulu Vision TV. You are in for a treat, and I am your host, Glittery Energy, and we are in for a treat tonight as we have two of the most real, authentically popping people up in these internet streets right now. Okay, we have the raw, the real, the really big deal, Mr. Charleston White. How you doing tonight?
Hey, how you doing? And you really glittery.
I am really glittery.
Yeah. You really glittery.
Thank you so much. Yes, and then we have the queen maker, the fuck nigga slayer, the female educator, Princella. How you feeling tonight, queen?
I'm fantastic. I couldn't be better.
Oh, thank you so much. I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to my chief Shaka Zulu and shout out to DJ Genesis for sharing her vision and her space to make this colliding of worlds happen on tonight. So we have some great things in store for you. And let's just kick it off by letting you get to know these two amazing people because there may be people here who have never heard of Charleston White and Princella. And my goal is that by the end of this, you will know exactly who they are. So I would like to kick it off over here with you, Charleston White. Can you tell us a little bit about your life experiences?
Yeah, can I first say something? They ain't got my feet showing, but my feet ain't touching the ground.
Oh, well, how he looking, y'all?
Yeah, don't make me look like I'm a little bitty nigga.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't want,
He
yeah, my
dangling.
feet ain't even touch the ground,
He
man.
dangling a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah, let me
Okay.
put my feet on
All
the
right.
ground. I was trying to sit straight up and not look like a slouch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna slash like a motherfucker.
No, you look like a kid.
Yeah, let me say, yeah.
Yes.
Man, I'm a 46-year-old, I'm a 46-year-old black male who's still trying to discover what a man is. Because as of most black men who grew up with our single mothers in our black communities, we never seen a man. We talk like we men. We talk like we know what men do. But we was initially taught to sit down to pee. And if there was a man in our world, we would have learned how to pee like daddy and not like mama. So we was engineered wrong from the beginning, right? Psychologically, that does something. And so the internet says I'm 53. So what the internet did was cross-reference, my information. So my marriage certificate, my wife is 53. I'm 46 years old. I like to call myself. Uh, I'm the product. I'm the product of the single mother, right? Who was a teenage mother, who makes it out of poverty, lands a great job during the 80s when the blue collar workers were booming in America. I'm first generation. Uh, I'm first generation black child who got to go to school with white people after the Civil Rights Act, right? In the 70s, black people really didn't go to school with white people. It was in the 80s where our mothers made it into these affluent middle class communities, looking for a better way outside the ghetto, trying to get a black boys a different life. And I'm a spoiled kid. I'm the kid that was who mother tried to give him everything because for one, she worked a lot. So that's the supplement for her absence. Not as well. Most parents want to give their children everything that they didn't have, which ultimately ruins them, right? So I'm the kid who would say no on Tuesday, you're grounded. When I get out of school on Friday, I go home, clean her room. When she come home from General Motors, she see the room clean. She's feeling a little better than she was the other day. Mama, can we? And now it's yeah. So I'm the kid that needed those rules. And it's strange that she said that because I got locked up at 14 years old. And so I seen a lot of psychologists, I seen a lot of psychiatry, a lot of counselors. And so part of my psychological evaluation and diagnosis was I'm the type of person, and most boys are, I have to be placed in an environment that is classified as limited settings, right? Meaning you have to place me in this environment, say, boy, if you go across that thing, I'm gonna whoop your ass. If you do this, we lock you. So you have to let her. So what she was, it sounds crazy, but she psychologically beating up the world with the truth. And this has never been done before outside of rap music. Mm-hmm. So I see what the pushback is. She when she was talking and I'm trying to process what she's saying, and she's hitting the tier points and the pyramids, and I'm thinking, well, that's why the caveman didn't know how to talk to a woman, drag her by her. We was brutes. Mm-hmm. We had to learn. And where do most boys learn how to treat a woman? The feminine energy. Mm-hmm. So I'm everything that she described, but I had a mother who tried and thought that she could raise boys on her own till we started getting in trouble as a teenager. Now she want to go try to get the other kind of man, but by this time it's too late. It's too late. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I didn't think it was gonna go like this, but yeah, I get it.
Right. Okay. All right. See, I can already tell that we are cooking up some real goodness tonight. So let's take it over here to Miss Princella. Can you please go ahead and just tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're bringing?
All right. Well, I'm Princella. They call me the Queen Maker. A lot of people call me Pastor P, maybe because of the power in my voice, but I'm a woman's advocate and social reformer. And I have a background in cell and molecular biology. I got commissioned as an officer in the Army. I, I've written three books. I was top salesman in the car industry, cell phone industry, direct marketing industry. So I've been out there, and a lot of people look at me and they take me wrong because they try to um, analyze me and put me in a box up and label me or compare me to social standards. But what they don't realize is I have lived a life on my own, right? I grew up, I was in a abusive home, And I lived in a family where I was the quote unquote black sheep, and I was not the favorite. And some of the things that happened, my grandmother used to put me and my brother out on the streets and wouldn't feed us all day while she fed my other cousins. We got treated really bad. And so throughout life, I had to figure things out on my own. I was always on my own. So people talk about me, but it's like, okay, well, as a girl jumping from house to house, living on the streets, was I supposed to get it out the mud and depend on myself, or was I supposed to run up to a man and ask him to help me in a situation like that? Right? Because see, that's how you get pimped. That's how girls get pimped. That ain't me. So by going through these experiences in life, I gained a knowledge and a wisdom. And so, with my background in cell and molecular biology, I learned how to analyze and process information by observation and critical thinking and
It's
facts.
called qualitative studies.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So with
Yeah.
that, yeah. So cell and molecular biology did that. Then being spending 8 years in the military and going through officer candidate school and ordnance become an ordnance officer, I learned how to lead. So not only do I know how to lead myself, I know how to lead others, but I also know how to see if somebody else is capable of leadership or not. Then with my studies, well, with being a top salesman in the car industry, working around men, that is a male dominated industry. This is about as snakish as you can get if you ain't doing dope and stuff like that. That's about as snakish as you can get. I'm dealing with males. I'm succeeding in this rough, hardcore industry, right? I learned firsthand in the field human behavior and human psychology. And by me being a tomboy and most of my friends being males, I have gathered a wide variety of information that I've been able to piece together to give a whole picture. So not only do I have leadership, science, I have philosophy under my belt, ecology, I have political science, I have sociology, psychology, human behavior. I have all of these subjects under my belt to back up everything that I say. And what I found out is that this world is 180 degrees upside down on its head. And in order for this world to be better, you have to put women back in charge. Because without women knowing better so that they can do better, we will not have a functioning society and we will not have a planet that is viable for us to live as humans. So I'm here to empower the woman.
Okay, so I just want to say this, right? I think it's important to note that she's giving you her background, right? Because we need to know what her background is and where she's coming from. And if you're just listening to her, she might come off to you as she doesn't like men. She's anti-men. And that's at first what I thought about it. I will say something about, you could see that she kind of grew up, like she said, the black sheep, wasn't treated the best. She had to really get it out the mud. She had to figure it out. It's something about being put in survival mode that really makes you analyze things. And I could say that because even with myself growing up, and my parents were very, well, my mother more so, both my parents were from the church. They had a very strong church background, but my mom was like over the top with the shit. And so it was a lot of things that weren't talked about in my household. And then I became a mother very early. 19 to me is very early because I hadn't even really been able to live my life at all. And then I had to be responsible for someone else. And I had to figure everything out on my own. And I was put out the house, and I can get into all that. I mean, I had been put out so many times. It was just bouncing from place to place. So survival makes you really look at shit and analyze things and analyze people, and it gives you a certain different type of outlook on life. So I understand that even though we didn't live this same life, she and I still understand why she's so sharp. You know what I'm saying? She's sharp because she had to be, and then she took it further with her education. So let's continue.
Period.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Princella. Well, there you have it. I wanted you guys to get to know who these people are. And now we're going to jump right in. So I've been doing a lot of research on both of you guys, and I have some questions prepared. But we're going to free flow because you guys have a lot to offer and a lot of knowledge to offer. And
Yeah,
like
she an expert. Yeah, she an expert. Yeah, I got these motherfucking skinny jeans on. They fucking with me with these tight draws. I'm going back to baggy jeans. I'm sick of this shit. Yeah. Now she an expert though. What she described herself as a person who goes to college, right? The college just gets you the degree. But that's why they want you to do an internship, right? The internship is going to give you the qualitative experiences that matches the quantitative, the data and the knowledge you done got. So when she says I was a tomboy, I was in the military, I was in selling sales and cars. That's probably one of the most dominated male industries out there as a career choice for a woman, and to be a top salesman. So she had the barriers, she had the ideology, so she had to fight against everything. So she like a I'm sitting here listening to her. She's like a gay male who was raised around all his aunties and aunts and things and know everything about a woman. So he can go out and be this. So she didn't try to become a man. Yeah, she looked kind of tough, but she didn't become a man. She just soaked up all this knowledge and data. She can really teach. So I understand now, because I had no knowledge of who she was. What I just seen her on Fresh and Fit, and I said, yeah, that's my partner. Way she had them sucker ass nigga. So this is my first to get to hear what she is and what she's done. So.
And I think it's definitely a recipe for magic tonight. The fact that you guys come from what we would think is such different places, but then through your life experiences, because you both have so many different life experiences and so many things that you've been through, and it's brought you to this place where it seems like of agreeing. So it's going to be really exciting to kind of dive into that. So Princella, I want to go into a little bit about your book. You know, you've written some books. The one that we're going to be talking about today is The Game, 41 Shades of Men. Please check it out if you haven't had a chance to. I want to ask you a little bit of question about something that you mentioned in the book. There's something that you name that's called the push, pull, beg, and plead method.
Yes.
So could you please define that, explain it, and tell us how that's counterproductive for women?
Okay. So in order to create a society that functions the way we do, you have to create resistance, right? Because through creating resistance and doing a backflow of energy, you create a whole host of problems that you can be an individual to create a solution for. So and so feed people poison, make them sick. Bam, I got the solution, right? Create a whole host of issues by creating a backflow of energy, and then you create a solution to the problem. So how women believe about men is that men are leaders, they're providers and protectors, and that you are special if they give their love to you. So this is the belief, the subconscious belief that's deeply ingrained in women that motivates them, because men can't stop being men. The nature of a male,
I keep saying that.
the nature of a male, if you know anything about the occult or esoteric information, you have three planes. You have a physical plane, mental plane, and the spiritual plane. And the law of gender, or the principle of gender, is masculine and feminine energy. On the material plane, you have a masculine and feminine counterpart. The male body is the masculine counterpart on a three-dimensional plane. That means, as a masculine vessel, he still operates on the masculine principle. And what is the masculine principle? The masculine principle is a moving energy. It moves, it does. It's not a still energy. So women believe that they can stop men, that they can.
Why you always moving? Why you won't be still?
They think that they can make males be still. So they believe, they try to use quote unquote love as a power tactic to manipulate the male to sit still.
Come in the house, sit down, boy, be still. Y'all quit that.
So the beg, plead, push, and pull method is the method that women use to try to convince men to do what she wants him to do. Give her emotions, be monogamous, do all of this, which is totally counterproductive, because it'll never work, right? And so in order to fix the problem, you change the flow of the energy and you go with the flow. Women do not want to go with the flow of males because they do not understand the psychology, the nature, or the makeup of a male. And so they cause themselves problems trying to push, pull, beg, and plead for him to emotionally connect with her.
So what she's saying is so true, right? Because we deal with men as women in the way that we see them or through our fanciful lenses or how we wish they would be. They're men. So to reach a man, you need to be able to reach him in his nature, not by how you want to be reached, not how you will be reaching your girlfriends. You often hear men say, you know, women want men to be their girlfriends now. And that's not the case. We also, I mean, that is the case. We also need to understand, though, there are so many people on the planet, and one person is not here to facilitate all of your needs. So, what you do is, and this is not speaking to being unfaithful to your dude if you're in a relationship, but there are different needs, and you got to understand that your girlfriends fit one need, your man fit another need, and some of us have friends, gay male friends, because they a whole nother thing. They be funny as hell, they artistic, they creative, they are tapping into more of their feminine side, even though they come here as a masculine representative. So a lot of these things we are fucking up because we don't have the proper knowledge. And with anything, right, you take out the good parts and discard the rest. We're not going to agree with no one's going to agree with anybody 100%, but the woman does have some good points, and if you listen to her, you'll realize how men work, and then you'll know how to address them accordingly. This does not mean to not value them, or this does not mean to devalue them, disrespect them, or disregard them. This information is for you to take account of how they operate, so you will have less headache in your life. Because see, we tend to bang our heads up against the wall because we don't know what the fuck we're doing, and that's because we're ill informed. So this is not, I am not presenting this information as to feed any hate or disdain for men, but also to educate. And really, that's what she's doing, in my opinion. We can look at a lot of things and get off track here, but the overall thing that's important is she is giving information that is useful for us women. Let's move forward.
For him to be monogamous and all this stuff, which the male is incapable of doing because it goes in direct opposition of his nature.
Mm-hmm. Charleston, I'd like to give you a chance to respond to that.
Man, shit. What, man? She just that's it. Man, the man, the boy been a fuck up from day one, yeah. Right? We man, she broke us down. That energy can't sit still. That's why he fucked up. If his mama saying be still, right, sit down, y'all quit making that noise, and he never get to go outside to get that energy out. Mm-hmm. That's why when he go to school, mm-hmm, and he don't get to go to recess, right, that energy cannot sit still. Right. So she broke down the whole makeup of us. This energy has to eat and it has to fuck. That's the desires of this energy. Yeah. So when a nigga go get a job, the job is for food and sex.
Yep, that's it.
The woman is for food and sex.
Yeah.
She has other traits, but if he's not capable and he don't have the energy to identify the traits outside of her cooking and fucking, then all he'll use her for is that. He can't do nothing else. And he cannot not be a man.
And that's why people fight me when I say men are incapable of love. They fight me, but he just said it. They can't do it. Here's why. Because men.
Okay, let me pause this right here. Okay, so listen, he brought up two things. They want some sex and they want food. And men always tell you they want a woman to cook. Women don't cook. They don't cook. They don't cook. They don't cook. One thing is for sure. This man want to be able to eat and he wants some sex. Now, I'm not saying... we know that life gets in the way when we got to be reasonable, right? I can't spell out everything to you, and everything is tailor-made to the individual, but you know these things are important for him. Men are predatory in nature. That doesn't mean that's not a necessary negative thing, but they study women and we are our prey. They study us. They know how to approach us. They know how we move because that is their job. They are conquerors. So they have to conquer us. And the only way to do so is to study us. That's why a lot of these niggas will lie and tell you any motherfucking thing. But you got to use your head for better than a hat rack. And there are good men. I'm married to one. She's saying they're not capable of love. I will say this. I'm not going to argue with what she's saying. I will say that I know my husband loves me in the way that he understands love and he does right by me. So there is that. But it's a balancing act and discernment that comes along with that. But yeah, you gotta get this nigga some ass and cook him some food. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. That's one of the things. And just like this man, they say they protect and provide. Okay, you need to be providing something. You ain't about to lay up on my fucking couch and I'm gonna take care of you. Because then you're not in your role. You're not doing your thing. Now, I'm not necessarily ironclad on gender roles, but I'm just saying, if dude coming through talking about he want to be the head of the household, he want to run it, then run this motherfucker in. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't sit up and be the man and then and let you run it too. That ain't gonna work. So we'll continue.
Live in a perpetual state of scarcity. Sex is something that they cannot control.
Can't.
They can't. Every 20 seconds or a minute, sex is going through their mind. It takes so much energy just for the male to control his thoughts and stay focused.
That's why they go find God. That's why they have to
They
get
have
that
to
religion.
find God. They need religion. Religion is not for women. It is for men. It's for men.
Okay, tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Okay. So males, first and foremost, you have a
Y'all ain't never talked to this one before either. And man,
Yeah.
We talking the same shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You got the left hemisphere and you have the right hemisphere. The left side of the brain is the analytical, logical side of the brain. It is the masculine side of the brain. The feminine side of the brain is the right side of the brain. Okay. That is the creative side. This is where all of your art forms come in. Leadership is an art form. All of the arts. Public speaking is an art.
Can I stop you right quick?
Go ahead.
That's why when you look at some of the greatest men who ran some of the biggest families that we know of, it was the woman. Barbara Bush, the Miss Kennedy, it was the woman who was raising these niggas to be great leaders.
Exactly. Exactly. It's the feminine. So the masculine, what women do not understand about men, this system has conditioned everybody to despise the feminine and cut the feminine off and shut it down. The male naturally operates from his left side of the brain. So the male is more logical in terms of when people say the man is more logical, they put a period right there. That's not the end of that sentence. The male is more logical and is more analytical in terms of getting his needs met and survival.
Well, because he had to be made up like that to survive on this planet because he was a hunter in the beginning. He had to go hunt his food in the beginning. So he couldn't tap into the feminine side of the brain because he would be afraid to go in that darkness to go kill to feed his family for his survival. So he had to be analytic. That's why he's the hunter. That's why they say he's the provider. He was when he had to go hunt. Women.
Okay, so let me stop it right there again. I agree. What Charleston is saying is right. I remember having a conversation with my husband. I was telling him, like, I get it. If y'all was emotional like us, or how they say we are emotional and energy and motion, how we're able to, this is why we're good conduits of the spirit and stuff like that, because of how we're made. We bring life. It's a lot of things to us that's beautiful, but those same traits are not good for what men are good for, because we would be scared. We wouldn't be able to do. It's a lot of stuff I'll be like, I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna fucking do. I need a man for this because I'm not gonna do it. I would have to pay a man to do it because I'm not going to do it. As my makeup, I don't want to do it. I don't have no desire to do it. I don't give a fuck about how it works, why it broke. I want it fixed. I don't want to do it. Some things I don't even have the muscle mass to do. You know, you don't have the push through and the wherewithal. We're good for other things. So what he is saying is true. Men can't sit up and be in their emotions all day and go fight the world. It ain't going to work like that. It's not going to work like that. So again, we have to know this and not take it personal. They don't. I mean, a lot of times when you got a nigga on the phone boning, hey baby, how's your day? This nigga don't give a fuck about none of that. He trying to get what he want. He's saying what he knows. If I do this, I get that. He needs his needs met, and he gonna do what he need to do to get his needs met. Should you be upset and in your feelings about that? No, you should just understand his nature, and you should just apply him where he belongs. But do not denigrate him. Do not disrespect him. Respect him for who he is. Appreciate him for who he is. But see, we get mad at them because we want them to be who the fuck we want them to be. And men do that too, though. But we'll get, that fucking fresh and fit. We'll get into that. But let's get back to what they talking about.
And so it was a difference, right? So that's why when a man, and I struggle with it. That's why when a man and a woman are having conversation about what he done wrong, what she done wrong, they very seldom can come to an agreement because the man can't relate to her side of the brain. She's saying, tell me how this made you feel, and he's telling you what he thought.
And here's the thing. What women do not understand is when males are born, they have most of them have communication deficits. A lot of them can't even tell you how they feel. They don't even have the words to explain how they feel. They have it's a deficit called alexithymia, right? That is a lack of an emotional vocabulary, and more boys than girls are affected with that.
I went into the boys' home. They used to give us a whole motherfucking sheet of all different faces.
The male can't even, he does not even have the ability to decode what a facial expression looks like.
She's telling the truth. Listen, man, I told y'all I had a psychologist and psychiatry. So when in counseling, they would give us at least 2 different sheets that had 100 different facial with the names of these faces describing the emotions. And that's how they say, okay, how you feeling? Most niggas got stuck because they couldn't say how they felt.
Can't.
They had to pick the face that was more logically to they think how they feel. The face, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, you hit some point. That's why niggas can't express their feelings.
And this is why they're going crazy, because the woman has been kept out of the nature, the knowledge, and the makeup of a male. The woman don't know. So she has been sold this lie about men being these high-level people, and she's expecting him to do that. So just look at all of the stuff that men have to deal with. First of all, they're born with a lot of deficits. Their right side of their brain is mostly shut down, and they're primarily operating from the left side of the brain. Testosterone makes these dudes think about so many defiled things. And then you integrate them into society and tell them to live up to these social standards where they have to control all of these beastly things. And then you put a expectation on how much money that they have to achieve and all of that. This is a mountain of things that, and the male cannot handle all of these obligations. So he's crumbling inside, and then he don't know how to say how he feels. Then the woman don't know what the male is going through, and she puts all these other expectations on. That's why they say she nagging. Tell me how you feel. He don't know how he feels. So he in his own body, he don't know how he feels, and he can't tell you how he feels. Now you want him to do something extra to read you. He don't even know what the look is on your face. He don't know. He don't know. But women do not know this. And so they inadvertently are causing males more issues and making them more angry. And guess what happens when you raise testosterone levels? It cuts out the orbital frontal cortex. They
become like beasts and animals.
And they can't control impulse. So it shuts them off, and then next thing you know, he done blacked out and popped you in the mouth.
That's why niggas have to be in football to learn this from coach. That's why they have to go to the middle. That's why they have to get in different trainings so they can learn it. Outside of that, the natural man, without the right training, without the right teaching, without the proper nourishment, will destroy everything in its path.
Exactly.
Okay, so listen, this is why I say you gotta know how far to go with a man, right? my other mother, Ronnie, I call her mommy too. She was actually the woman my dad was with after they had gotten a divorce. And she said, you make any nigga mad enough, he will whoop your ass. Now, listen, I will say this. I'm not saying all men are women beaters, but I'm saying all of this jumping up in men's face, I do this, I do that, and keep provoking them and provoking them, provoking them. Because of their nature, you don't want to do that. Because when they pop you upside your damn head, you're going to be upset and you're going to be looking crazy. That's why you don't go back and forth with a man, not in that way. There's other ways. And I'm not saying, I mean, listen, I'm spicy at the mouth too. But I just don't do it because you know what? I don't do it because I am spicy. I don't do it because I will burn the house down and everybody in it. So I just don't do the shit. I know how to curtail it because it can get crazy. You know, you get some women mad enough shit. They don't give a fuck. We all going to hell, you know, but I'm just saying, as a woman, you should not buck up against a man. It's just ill advised. And he is saying that. Okay, we'll get back to it.
So if you know anything about astrology, you have air, water, earth, fire. Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries are fire signs, and they are masculine signs. So what happens if you let a fire get out of control? It ain't saying that we don't need fire, because fire is good for cooking stuff, for candles and stuff. But what happens when it get out of control? It tear up everything. It burn down everything.
Real quick, I am a Leo. Okay, back to it.
You have to control fire. Fire is a masculine energy. So when you invest into the masculine, you either burn money or you blow money. Air signs are also masculine. So people are investing into males and wonder why they ain't getting no return. Because if you don't train the male early, you got to about 3 years old before you make a real positive. If by 5, if you ain't made no impact, baby, you done fucked up for the
well, because those are the pivotal years for the foundation and the temperament of this being.
Exactly.
Right. So whatever that motherfucker get from 0 to 5, it shows at 40 and it don't change.
It don't change.
It don't change.
He's in arrested development. And you, see, that's why the Bible, again, these patriarchal religions were made for males. Train a child in the way he should go.
That's why everything is he.
This is not about the woman.
I keep telling niggas that God didn't even talk to the woman. It's about him.
The feminine is the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the feminine part of the mind. It can do think of trillions of things. It's suggestible. The female is suggestible. She can change her mind. He can't.
That's what make a nigga feel guilty when he do wrong on the inside.
Yeah.
That part of your brain.
Yeah.
You got that right side saying, do it, nigga, fuck that shit. Boy, that quiet left side, it's the woman's side. It's so much pressure on the boy now because he's watching so many men fail. That's why so many boys are tapping into the estrogen side of their brain, the woman's side, that pressure. And if you don't have the right environment, so you go back to environment and nurture.
Yeah.
If you're not nurtured properly from the time you land in your mother's belly, the thing that you hear through her ears while she pregnant, the shit that she feel while you in her stomach, you take on all of that as a boy.
Yeah, and that's why it's important. That's why when you see like old shows, the woman got to get rest, because the whole thing, they focused on breeding boys, and they knew that the woman needed to have peace and all of that, because anything that goes, the female is a lot stronger in utero than the male. Anything can make you abort a male child. Anything can mess up the male brain.
That's why they got Joseph ass away from Jesus. Nigga over there, he couldn't even talk.
Yeah.
Took it. So see what we don't know as men, when we plant that seed, everything we do from the moment that we have a knowledge that this seed is conceived, right? Our actions and our energy transfers to that kid. The things that we do, the women that we lay with, the recreation that we partake in, when we come home and lay with that energy, with that seed in it, all of that transfers to that energy.
And women don't understand that, because that seminal fluid, it's a concoction of a whole bunch of stuff that inside of the male. and he put that in you. So whatever's going on in that dude's life, his diet, everything, his spirit, that gets injected into the woman. Right? They get it, and women don't understand this. They don't understand how seminal fluid actually impacts their physiology and their psychology. They have no clue. And they think that they can be like males. And the reason why, we got to take this all the way back to the basics. If you understand the basics, you can be a master at anything. But right here, what we're talking about is being a master of life. When you look at life, you got to go to the basics of the foundations of life. And you have 5 characteristics of life. And where do you get those 5 characteristics from? Biology. Biology. A, a living organism must have cells, it must grow and change, it must process energy, right? And it must change and grow, and it must respond to environmental stimuli. This is the number one thing. The environment has it 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 communicates with the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. This is unconscious automatic responses that are not, that the human is not aware of. This is infinite intelligence. So the environment makes people respond automatically to whatever's going on. Fight or flight, your heartbeat, all of that is unconsciously controlled. So what has occurred is that the people who run this system created a system that created multiple different environments and stuck people in these environments, kept them out of the mind, out of the consciousness, and allowed the infinite intelligence to respond automatically to whatever is going on around them. Then the second stage is psychology. You then start engineering people with illusions and altering the perception on reality to get them to behave and solidify the things that was happening on a biological level. Right. So now you have women and men operating in a way unconsciously, and everybody pointing the finger at each other, not realizing that it's the people who know better and know life and put you in an environment where you don't have the mentality, the intelligence to be consciously aware to counteract what's going on around you.
That's why when you enter into different worlds, people want to know where you come from.
Yeah.
That's why your neighborhood and your city is so
Matters.
important to you and everybody else.
Mhm.
I once heard President Bush say, how you was raised and where you was raised is some of the two most important factions of
Mhm.
who you are as a person.
Mhm.
How you was raised and where you was raised goes back to what she was just speaking on. She's speaking.
Real quick. So how you was raised, where you was raised, all that plays a part, right? Like they're saying. So even when you talking to people and you're looking for a spouse, you gotta know where they come from, how they raised, what type of traumas. You gotta get a good understanding of their backgrounds. Really watch them, because that matters of the how the trajectory of your relationship will go. That really does matter. Some people don't need to be mixing with other people because they can't handle it. If you always had your life has always been roses, and you got with somebody out the trenches, y'all gonna have a hard fucking time, because they see life through the lens of a battlefield, and you don't see that. So every time y'all talking, you invalidating each other because you don't even understand. You have different perceptions. Your perception is your reality. So if your reality is DEFCON 5 and mine is heaven and paradise, we gonna have some motherfucking problems. That's what they saying.
in a language that most can't understand because her choice of words. But if she talk how I talk, uh, she just said biology. Well, that's why every time you get in trouble, they want to know about the drug addiction of your mother, your father, your grandmother. That's why they want to know that.
Mhm.
And if people are disagreeing with what she's saying, then nigga, how can y'all be saying, well, we affected by slavery? That shit been passed down. That's true.
Yeah.
Trauma. And so the environment goes to the psychology, right?
Mhm.
That's why they say indoctrination started in the classroom. As
Mhm.
soon as you can start thinking, where they put you in a motherfucking classroom
Yep.
and teach you everything that everybody else
Yep.
knows, nothing's different.
Yeah. And so here's how you end up with dysfunction. because there is a way to analyze this whole thing, and people do not understand this because they didn't care about school or nothing, right? You have to start with the biology first. Biology gives you the foundation and the keys to life. You start with the biology first. Then the second step is the psychology. Third is sociology. That is the proper order. You end up with disorder when you try to put the sociological program or you try to put the psychological program before the biological program. And when you do
Giving them
that,
food stamp, WIC, all
yeah,
that bullshit when they don't understand prenatal.
yeah.
So what she breaking down, she just, man, goddamn you good, girl. Damn you good. Shit you good. Uh, that's under so biology, right? That's all them motherfucking things on the wall.
Yeah.
That's in our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
From the vitamins, the zinc, potassium.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biology. Eating right, the proper water, understanding that your
Yeah.
body is made up of this much of water.
Right.
That's biology.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gift of life,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where most black women in these environments are failing that because they don't have the prenatal care, they don't have the biology.
Right. And see, they did, but here's the thing: because we have put the psychological and the sociological program, and we eliminated the foundation of biology, because everybody is trying to talk about psychology and sociology. You want to know how you know that's true? Because you got people out here saying, "I feel like I'm a man." Men can have periods. This is the sociological program before the biological program, creating mental disorders in people, right? Because you've eliminated that. Now we're talking about programming in school again. That's the program before the biology, continuing to create these mental disorders, because the proper order is biology, psychology, sociology. Biology, psychology, sociology, in that order.
Mind,
right?
body, soul.
Yeah, in that order, right? So if you don't do that, right, you're going to have a bunch of people who cannot see where the errors are in life because they have eliminated the foundation. You No structure can survive on a cracked foundation, but they didn't remove the foundation and got people all in the air willy-nilly.
So let me just say this, right? So I'm sitting here listening to her talk, and I'm saying, man, most of us have children at a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that we allow our children to see, because we're young with these young brains from 0 to 5,
Yeah,
it distorts
everything.
everything. This woman done broke down in the order in which we have to operate.
Mm-hmm.
That's why one party in politics is way more powerful over black people than the other party,
Mm-hmm.
because they create a lot of social programs,
Yeah.
a lot of sociology,
Yeah,
and it focuses a lot on our social economic status,
right. Mm-hmm.
and it never talks about our biology makeup.
Mm-mm.
I just want to comment on that real quick. Remember, when we were growing up, we had to stay in the child's place. And now it is true, a lot of my peers have had children young, and I just see shit that I just don't understand. And even more so, um, people that's born maybe in the 90s or 2000s that have children. I remember pulling up somewhere, and this woman she probably was in her 20s, smoking weed with her baby in the back seat. And it just don't make sense. These kids should not be exposed to stuff so early. I've had whatever I do, I don't do it around my kids. It's not necessary for my kids to be privy to my adult activities, to my adult conversation, or whatever. They need to be kids. They don't need to be worried about what adults is doing. And we need to be aware of that, because they already being indoctrinated. Everything, they're being told how to think. All of us are infiltrated to some degree. I don't give a damn how strong you think you are. You are programmed and infiltrated to a degree. And a big problem is we don't take control of our own fucking communities. We complain about shit all the time, but we don't unite and take control of we don't take control of our education, our nutrition, and our health, and our economics. That's very important. We can be behind these mics all motherfucking day. And I'm telling you, I'd be willing to do the work, but I can't do it by myself. But we could talk a nigga to death all day, but if we ain't doing shit, we ain't really talking about shit. And let's just keep it a buck. All right, back to it.
It never talks about our mindset. So that's why when I started working with children in the juvenile system, and I would ask the detention worker, man, what's different about the kids today than we were before? And they said, well, the kids today is substance abuse problems and mental health issues, biology and psychology.
Yeah. And how did that happen? So John Calhoun did a study, okay, on rats, Universe 25, Rat Utopia. He took 8 pairs of mice and put them in an artificial environment, gave them everything they needed, gave them housing, gave them food, and put them in a lot of space. When they took the mice out of their natural environment, they no longer had to forage for food, right? And so in this cramped in environment, what happened? The energy like testosterone built up, and then they boomed the population from 8 mice to 2,200 before it
They
collapsed.
just start fucking.
Yep.
That's what they do in the ghetto. They do a bunch of fucking.
But that's what happened with black folks, because when you create this hierarchical system, right? Again, remember, at the bottom is where the most freedom is. The least amount of controls. At the top is more constrained, because this is where your board of directors are. You have to have organization the higher you go up. So this is why it's more constrained and more disciplined. At the bottom, there's less controls, more relaxed. And so black folks don't have no real rules. They don't have no real rules. And so then you come in with the social programs doing just like Universe 25, to the point that the mice forgot how to be mice. So people think it's a matriarchy in the black community. It's not a matriarchy or a patriarchy. It's free flow, uncontrolled, wild animals.
That's
down there.
That's why when you see, if you look at a black household, you'll see 5 different religions in that one household. So if when you look at other cultures, it's only one religion out of this house, because it's more control. When you look at our kids in 18, 19, 20, we damn near fucking up till we 40. When you look at the Paris Hiltons, they was fuck ups at first. But the higher you get up, the more control.
The more control.
The more control. We used to have control.
At one point, when the government told us how to live, so you understand, ex-KGB de facto, Yuri Bezmenov, he came out in 1984 and told people about ideological subversion. Most people don't understand what ideological subversion is. Ideologies, the ideologies or the philosophies that you all live by that govern your behavior, because thinking makes it so. Thinking precedes action. So whatever you do is based on your core program. So ideological subversion is how to destroy or subvert or take away the ideologies. So the first step to ideological subversion is demoralization, destabilization, crisis, and then normalization. Normalization is a process. So what is normal is not natural. So to demoralize somebody, before you demoralize, you got to say what morality is. What is moralization? Moralization is a byproduct of philosophy. Okay, you create a philosophy, or this is how we do things. And then from that philosophy, you create a moral standard, right and wrong, based on the philosophy. The people at the top create that, and then they push it down to the people on the bottom and tell them what to do. This is right, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong. That comes from the top. It don't come from the bottom. So when you subvert and you start this malicious subversion attack, you remove the philosophy that produces the morality, hence demoralization, the removal of morality. You could see this happening in the United States, because when I was in 5th grade, I remember them removing prayer out of schools. This is a part of the demoralization process. The
conflict resolution. Kids no longer say I'm sorry. You see a generation of children who have no conscience that governs their emotions to say I don't want to do that, right? So what I mean by that is they've taken away our morals. And hip hop have become the ideology form that we all have taken on. That's why we support the pimps, the gangsters. That's why when the killers go to jail, the whole community don't say, well, just let him, he done his time,
Right.
he done the crime. That's why we say free the killer, even knowing he killed somebody, because we no longer have any morals. So she went and studied, she went and studied some shit, and she's teaching it, and it's so truthful that it's hurting niggas, it's hurting men.
Yeah, and speaking of that, thank you guys so much for that knowledge. I want to kind of pivot and take it to the headlines of the YouTube streets. As you know, you guys have lots of content and things going on. Charleston, now you know I got to go into this, and you know I got to ask you about one of the biggest headlines you see whenever you Google or YouTube or anything about Charleston White. What we see raping and beating.
Now it's about to get real crazy. This whole broadcast took a turn not too long after this. It really did. So, but we will press forward.
So I got to ask you a little bit about that.
You the first person ever asked me too. Yeah,
I would like to ask you about that. I have seen a couple of videos of you making some comments. I'm sure you know what it is I'm referring to. So I'm gonna give you some time to go ahead and let us know what's that all about.
I've never been charged with rape. I've never been charged with beating a woman. I've never been accused of it. I've never been in no domestic violence relationships. That was my way of wanting to come to the internet and say I'm a bad motherfucker. I'm the baddest nigga in America. That was gonna be my claim to fame. It was more in defense of Bill Cosby. So I started doing that right at the time Bill Cosby do it. I wanted to be the only nigga in America and then I was mad at the white people in the city. So I was getting into it with all the white, I was getting into it with my local politicians. So I would come into the internet saying some of the most horrific things, and I'm going radical at the time. So I was coming to the internet to come go against white people. The same shit that they say to black women, the same thing that we say in rap music, I want to say to white people online. I served time for killing the white man. So I came out bragging about, yeah, I'm the only nigga I know ever done time for killing the white man. Nigga, we stood over the white man and watched him die. But I didn't run. I wanted to see what a white man looked like dying, just like in the movies, right? So, well, the internet said, oh, you ain't never killed nobody. I said, oh, okay, well, nigga, I got away raping white bitches. Well, when I broke it down, we were raping as kids. I got locked up at 14 years old. I got out at 21 years old. Where's a rape case at? Where was a nigga raping? And I'm telling you, when we was kids, nigga, we were fucking at 11, 12 years old. What you think we were doing? You think we knew how to properly have sex? No, we were running trains from the ideologies of the music. Hey, we want some pussy. Me and my homies like to play this game. But there's a part that says every time it gets to me, I will shit out of luck because I stick my dick in and it will get stuck. The girl will say, stop. I say, I'm not. So at this time, when I'm making these videos, I'm actually working on children rape cases, boys who running trains, recording it. The girl. So I was teaching from a standpoint, and I use vulgarity. Yeah. So no, I ain't never done it. I ain't never been accused of it. But I was talking about white women.
So you chose sensationalism.
Man, well, I chose satire and shock jocking. So just like Priscilla, man, I went to college and I studied what satire was, what a shock jock was to doing public speakings. Man, I wanted to be mean to white people. I ain't give a fuck about I don't rape white. And I went down.
So that shock jock and shit work. Cause I'm telling you, if you ain't acting a damn fool on this internet, people not listening. People don't listen to you coming on here. Yeah, so hi everybody. I just want to. If you white, you can get away with that. Their people receive things different, but black people, I don't know what it is. If you're not acting a damn fool, you see the foolery. You see the Tokyo Tonys and the Erica Minas and the Tommies and the Jocelyn Hernandez. And I like these people. I'm just saying they're outrageous as fuck, and people tune into that. And he tapped into that because it was a time he wasn't doing that and he wasn't getting the result that he was looking for. You see, now when it comes to young boys, that's very scary. He's right. This music influences them and just their nature. We really have to teach our boys, and that's where the men come in, because there's a point where the ears shut off of the young man to his mom. He needs the father. He needs some type of male influence, some type of structure in community. There's also male programs. There is different ways. There's more than one way to skin a cat, but that's needed because he has to learn how to restrain himself in a society like this. You can't just go around and just let your nature just rule you, because you will be in motherfucking jail. And there is a balance to that too, because now we are ignoring so much of our nature and inner guidance too that we fucked up. But it's got to be a balance. But yeah, young men definitely need the influence of men, because then you have them running around, their hormones is jumping, and they doing stuff they don't have no business. Before you know, they're in the cage. So that's important. Let's continue.
Downtown. I went downtown too. And said the same thing. I can't wait till we start raping white bitches. Like, so, but I'm taking everything to what the rapper said and taking everything back to slavery. Yeah. I was being real mean to white people, but I ain't see no nigga that had the heart to do that. And I wanted to be that nigga that'll be brave enough to go say, yeah, I done raped some white women. And I knew by me saying all these horrible things, it's gonna make people look. You can't find one accusation, one video. So I wanted to be what the niggas is to white folks. Ultimately turning around and have to fight my own people. Because I'm saying, why would black people be offended by me specifically saying white women? And then when I break it down, see, they won't never play the whole video where I break it down and talk about most boys are taught to rape because this is a rape culture. Look at the movies 50 Shades of Grey. Look at porn. So we're taught this as little boys. Say, come on, nigga, let's run a train on them. We don't know to properly ask for sex. So we're having sex at such an early age. We're taught to get the girl drunk. That's rape in real life. Coercion for sex is rape. So we're taught all this as a boy. I'm a man saying this is what we did as kids, homie, and we really were raping. But we moved into the white people neighborhoods doing this. We don't, she like me, but everybody go fuck. Just how we do. These niggas just don't want to admit it. I came to the minute doing what she did, admitting the faults of men. These are the faults of men. Have I ever done it? No. But I act like I have. I act like I done killed somebody. I ain't never killed nobody. So what I wanted to show as well was the hypocrisy. I killed the white man. And there's real evidence that I served time for murder. Documentation. You know what they say? You ain't never killed nobody. I rape white bitches. Yeah, you rape white bitches. How can you believe one and not the other when one has proof and documentation and the other has nothing? So this is what they say. Well, he admitted to it. What fool will admit to rape and they still locking Bill Cosby up from 1969? So yeah, now I use that. I don't apologize for it. Now I do it again if I had to start all over.
Princella, I'd like to get a response.
Oh,
please.
of course. You know, I've been waiting on this because this the main thing I wanted.
Yes.
This the main thing I wanted to address because one, here's the thing. You know, just as well as we all know about male nature, you ain't got to tell a male to do nothing like that because it's already in his nature. So, as a figure, as a person who has the intelligence that you have, the ability to draw people that you have, these dudes looking for you to be their daddy, and you get out here and be like, yeah, I rape white bitches. I rape. These dudes are waiting on the opportunity to take advantage. And let me tell you something.
I was hoping they'd do it to white women. Yeah. When I said it, I was really egging niggas on to go get white women because I'm sick. Yeah, nigga, y'all doing it to the sisters. Yeah. Go do to them white hoes and them Mexican what y'all do to these sisters.
See, that don't work because all these women are women. We're under a patriarchal society where men are standing on women's neck. So men are running this. This is a system. This is a game between men and men. And all of this stuff is hurting women and the planet by men.
Real quick, as much as I understand his sentiment, what he's trying to say, we gonna give them the energy that they gave us. Our women was raped and all of this stuff. We gonna give it back. That is not the way to move forward. More violence is not going to work. And my thing is, if we gonna be violent, let's start rearing our own people. I mean, because you got all type of chaos going on. You got all type of thugs, and they only doing shit for they self gain. They ain't getting these unruly kids in order. They ain't getting these men that's killing their baby mamas and kidnapping kids and robbing people at the stop sign and all type of shit. You can't even pull up at the light. You getting your chain snatched, your buff taken. You getting killed. Craziness. A bunch of dumb stuff, and nothing is being done about it. We see that's the problem. We keep looking at other communities. We need to worry about us. Fuck all this good back because we have to learn how to love ourselves. We need to learn how to love one another. We need to learn how to tolerate one another. We need to understand that everybody doesn't live the same, think the same, move the same, but we have to find a way to be cohesive in our community. We need to understand that things are changing. Maybe the family dynamic is changing. Maybe it's getting us to push us more into a community where it's a group effort. Whereas, little man, let's all live in a community together. You don't have a dad in the house, but Mr. So-and-so and down the street is there to be that mentor. Maybe this is pushing us to do what the fuck we need to be doing because this individual approach is not working. This judgment and this pointing the finger is not fucking working. I just wanted to say that. We can go back.
Doing the things that y'all are doing, and then we're promoting this. As a leader, you have to be responsible with your words.
Oh, I ain't no motherfucking leader. I'm a nigga on the internet trying to get some goddamn money. Yes, now if you make me your leader and you go rape a white bitch, fuck you and that white bitch. I don't love all women. I don't give a fuck about all women. Nigga, I don't give a fuck if a white bitch come up rape. And at the time, I was revolutionizing. I was really trying to amp my niggas up. Let's kill white folk. Let's rape white women because I want to do to them what they done to us. I really meant that at the time. And I know when the revolution jump off, when the war started, killing and raping is a part of the war.
Jesus.
That come with it.
But you see what I'm saying? This ain't no race.
And it's just to get back at white folks, though. Not leave black women alone.
This ain't no race war because guess what? You see how they laughing? You see how when he say let's kill, let's rape, baby, that's what they support. And so women are in danger. All women are in danger. I don't give a damn if it's a white woman, black woman. They all ready to do that shit to you, me, your kids. They don't care about no damn color. And so all they want is to hear.
Nah, niggas ain't gonna rape no white bitch. They scared to rape a white woman.
No, they gonna rape everybody because you know what? Big mouth out there. I don't know if anybody know what happened in Somalia, right? They gave them soldiers caught. They wanted to take over some land and destroy another territory. They took those men. They gave them cot to chew, put it in their mouth, drove their sex urges up, and told them this is what you do to be a real man. Baby, when they got their testosterone up, baby, they went and raped kids, dogs, men, women, and it was so bad over there. So I'm telling you, these men, that's what they want.
Nah, they ain't gonna rape no white bitch. They may fuck on a little girl. Nigga, one thing I know about these niggas in America, they ain't finna do nothing to no white person, especially not no white bitch. These niggas is too scared of white folk. No, they'll do everything in the black community. And I'm saying, okay, nigga, if y'all want to do this, let's go across the railroad tracks and do it. Let's make some songs talking about raping the white bitch. Y'all got.
I have to agree with Charleston. I have to agree with him on this. We don't do shit to nobody else but our own. And it's fucked up because we have been engineered and conditioned to hate one another. And then we're in close proximity of one another. But one thing's for sure and two things for certain. We know good and hell well if we go fucking with them, it's going to be damn near a public lynching. We don't have a chance. We don't feel that same threat when it comes to our own. So our cowardice allows us to prey on one another. But if we knew if it was a serious consequence, just like it would be if you went over into a white person's domain and did that shit, you wouldn't do it to your own either. So what do you do about that? Yes, I agree with what Charleston is saying in that regard. Let's keep it moving.
A song talking about putting the molly in the girl drink. So let's make us some songs talking about killing white babies. Boy, y'all got songs talking about killing our babies smoking on Tuka. Let's smoke on some white babies. Let's smoke on some white, let's say fuck, So I'm with that shit because I understand we are a nation of people, not a race of people. I don't give a fuck about the race. I care about my kind that's within the nation. I know there was a faction of the Black Panther Party. Them niggas went out and became serial rapists. Raping and fucking and killing is just part of the man's nature.
Oh,
Yeah. Raping and killing is just part of the man's nature.
I told you.
She
I
not
told
lying.
you. It's part of their nature. So why, when you think they come in your house, you got them around your kids? See, these men keep telling you we visual.
Niggas ain't turned on by kids.
No.
It's something, nigga. Now, I know a bunch of niggas. Now, it's a bunch of niggas freaking the motherfucker, but they ain't gonna touch no baby.
Hold on. Look, check. The male don't have no moral compass. He don't have an internal moral compass.
Oh, sure
he wake up with a heart.
Let me just say this. He may not have a moral compass, but he develops one when he's in the right environment. Right? Because I grew up believing raping and killing was cool. I've never done it. I believe raping and killing was cool.
And you still do.
I don't do it.
Yeah,
I believe it should be done in retribution. I believe whatever was done to black people in America, they should do it to everybody else. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. I'm 46 years old and I've been preaching this since I was a kid. I ain't raped nobody. I ain't molested nobody. I've been around a lot of niggas that spend 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 years incarcerated, locked up since they was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and they ain't never raped or molested a baby. So they have to have some type of something that governs them.
Well,
they work around women. We in the strip clubs every night, touching whole pussy, and we've never been accused.
Well, but that goes against the numbers that's out here with all of these girls.
But it's white men numbers though. When you look at the statistical rape value, it's white men. It ain't niggas.
No, because let's keep it a buck, because we know that black folks was sweeping this shit under the rug. You got Chester child molester in the house.
Them hoes were touching on that dick too.
Yeah.
Them little boys, 7 years old, that grown man dick. Women been molesting too.
What happens in our house stays in our house culture. Now,
all that. So let's keep it a buck. We know.
And he right about that too. It's not just, and I did a video on my Racqi Road TV channel. I know you're probably watching me from RRP Media channel because I got 2 YouTube channels, but I did a video on that. That is so true. It was women molesting men, raping men too, or babies or kids, whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry. Children have been violated by women is what I'm saying. That is a thing. It's just that men don't come out now as they're grown and talk about it on a big scale. You have more women coming forth, but it ain't just women and children or young women, young ladies, young female children that are victims. There are young males that are now grown that were victims as well too. It was a lot of ratchet shit going on in the hood. I mean, because that is where, to a degree, was kind of like a study or a project or an experiment. And so a lot of chaos and bullshit was going on, and that needs to be acknowledged. So again, both of them bring good points. I think, and sometimes I get what she's saying, but it does become a little radical, and he can be radical as well. So this is why it's a good interview, and you can't take everything to heart. If you sensitive, man, you can't sit up and watch them because you'll be mad than a motherfucker. You can't be in your feelings. But let's continue.
It was more women facilitate molestation than it was the man. The woman overlooking. We not gonna put all this on the man. Because Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, man, none of these people have been accused of abusing women. Yeah, we fuck a lot of women, but we ain't abusing women. Some women are meant to be fucked on. Some women need their ass kicked. Some women need their pussy took. Some women need to be. They need it.
But
you
see,
know
here's
why?
the thing.
Because all women ain't women. It's some bitches. It's some hoes. It's some ladies. And you have to know how, just like she can identify these suckers. I'm telling, boy, you better not look at all girls and females and think they're a woman. Bitch, prove to me you a woman.
You telling this to people who don't even know how to decode a facial expression. Listen, scientific studies show that the male can't even determine if a woman trying to attract him or not.
Man, listen. So listen, they tell boys, don't hit girls back. I've been whispering in my son ear, go hit her back. Hit her, she hit you, you hit her back.
And that's why you got to stay away from males.
That's why you got to stay in a woman's place.
You got to
That's why
separate.
you stay in a woman's
What's
place.
the woman's
That's why you
place,
don't
Charles?
live with them. Don't go
Quiet
to
and
school.
don't talk back to a man.
There you go.
Quiet and don't talk back to a man, because all the women before me that I saw gracefully, those were those kind of women. Her grace.
I gotta pause it right there. You can, if a man is being disrespectful, you can voice your opinion. But again, like I said earlier, I would not encourage going back and forth with a man. I would not encourage bucking up to a man. I just wouldn't. Sometimes you just got to know when to walk away and just say, this motherfucker is ignorant, and keep it moving, because the L that can come behind it is just not worth it. You know what I mean? So you got to know. And that's in a very radical way to get your attention. Hello, McFly. I believe that's what he's saying. I agree. And then, she's on the other end, like, all men is just going to be whooping on our asses and all that shit. No, I think, can we be somewhere in the middle? Man, just move smart. Man, just don't be bucking up on these dudes. Don't go back and forth with these dudes. Because any man arguing with a female, you already know what fucking time it is. It's something wrong with this fool anyway. What the fuck is he arguing with a woman for? And physically, he is stronger. There is no need to go back and forth with something that you know you can beat. The wolf howls at the moon. The moon don't howl back. So if you find a man that's trying to argue with you, fuck him. Don't argue with him. That nigga's crazy. I'm just saying. Let's continue.
And her essence of a woman will shut his motherfucking ass up. When the essence of a real woman come around, niggas pull their pants up, say, man, don't do that in front of her. Then it's naturally will be done it, because her presence of a woman, a bitch won't get that response.
Oh,
A hoe won't get that. That woman that made her son kill her was a bitch. That man with that 14, that was a bitch. Arguing back and forth with a man. I would have watched my mama remove herself out of the presence of a disrespectful boy, playing like he a man, wouldn't even responded to him. But a bitch got something to say back. A woman removes herself. It's certain things that a lady ain't go do. And when a lady walk into a room, men straighten up. I swear to God. Boys are misbehaved, but men straighten up.
Now we talk about the effect when we still get away from the cause.
Hold on. I just want to say this, and we're going to continue. He is absolutely fucking right, because I'm not commenting on that woman that got knocked out by that man at that restaurant. That was crazy. But again, if I'm in that situation and this man is acting crazy, right? And I'm by myself and I'm with my son, and I see he telling me, say one more thing. First of all, we're not going to go back and forth. I'm out of there. Fuck this fool. Because it ain't serious. It's not worth it. What do I have to prove? Who do I have to prove myself to? This man is crazy and I'm out of here. And just some of us just don't get it. And then we be mad when we do get it, when we get the business. Get your ass out the way. When you see crazy coming, you go around. When it's coming around the corner, you keep it moving. You got to know these things. You got to know how to get the hell out the way. I don't know. Some of us ain't getting it though. Let's continue.
So now, we just agreed earlier that women are kept out of the knowledge of a male. I done went down through the science of the things that women don't know about men. And women have been conditioned under patriarchy to let men do this, let men do that, support male degeneracy. So if we're not going to attack the root of the issue, talking about
like
what people
my woman
doing,
said, he my sorry motherfucker. She happy with why you want to change the dynamics of the man.
So what we talking about? If we can't speak out of both sides of the neck. Women got to do that, but it's okay. My woman accept my degeneracy.
This is what I'm hearing. It's all the man's fault.
No. I told you earlier. It ain't the people in this system are victims of this, the male and the female, because this goes against both the male and female nature. Who did this? First of all, the average male is not the creator of patriarchy. Y'all didn't create the religions, neither did the woman.
I don't believe in religions. I don't read religious
hold on.
books. This is what I'm saying.
This ain't about you, Charleston. This is about the public.
But hear me out about the public though. So if if they happy, why we need to change it? Or if they're not happy, why should we change, right? Why should we change?
So we like dysfunction? Are we trying? Are you sending people to jail because you want to change something, or you just like putting niggas in jail because it's fun?
I just like putting niggas in jail because it's fun.
So you ain't got no real.
No.
You ain't got no. So what's the point of you even talking to little boys and raising them? What's the point? That's fun too.
To help them make it through prison.
But why? Why would you change? Why would you even care about them making it through prison?
I was a kid going to prison.
Yeah, but what that got to do with it?
So I don't care about grown folk. I don't care what happened to grown folk. I don't give a fuck about grown folk.
See, that's the difference.
See, I was called to work with kids because I was a kid that wanted to kill and rape and do all this type and never got to do it. And never got to do it. So I go work with the kids that's doing it because I got to tell them, nigga, you going to prison. You go do this. So he can make it through prison and turn into a Charleston white.
Well, Charleston white that care about
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Charleston, you saying
I don't
prison
care
is
about
necessary
it's very necessary.
to the refinement of the black man?
Yeah. Prison is very necessary. Man, listen, I don't care about half the shit I talk about. It's just good content. I care about.
Now, this is what's interesting, right? First, he was agreeing with her. I like Charleston, so I'm just speaking at this point because I don't know what the fuck this is about. First, he was agreeing with her. And a lot of times he comes off as his intentions. He will tell you, he presents this radical character to get you to listen to, but he has a message behind it. So he comes off as he cares and this, that, and the third. But now he's switching into this character, this outrageous character. I don't know what made him switch into this, because if you watch a lot of his other interviews, he's usually smoking or something like that. And this, he seems to be sober. So I don't know what the hell is going on here. Maybe he figured, let me turn on this character because I gotta get in character. And this is what I'm usually doing. Because he wasn't in character at first. Maybe views and clicks, like he said, I don't fucking know, but it was crazy because it was like he keeps cutting her off and he's saying all this outrageous mess. Some of it makes sense, some of it's just outrageous. I don't know. I just thought I would say that. Let's continue.
The shit that I do in real life, teach and work with kids that done really kill people. See, I fuck with the real killers. I'm just online bullshit. And the shit I talk about online, the shit I do in real life, I don't come speak online about it. This shit is entertaining and content for me. I don't give a fuck what happened to black people. I don't give a fuck if a black woman get raped brutally by 10 white men. I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't give a fuck. It's not my bitch. I only care about the bitch I'm fucking.
But
my wife and mother. I don't give a fuck about the world.
Ladies, I told you that. I told you that women are commodities to men and they mark their territory.
Yeah, that's what you're
and all they
supposed to be.
do
We
is
didn't make the
collect
rules.
you. And if you're not somebody they own, they don't give a damn about you. I keep telling y'all, men are incapable of love.
I don't own my
they
wife.
can't. They're
I don't think I own
incapable.
my wife. I don't dictate nothing to her.
I'm not. My thing is this. I'm not really tripping about nothing he's saying because all it does is tell you the truth about what I've already told
And
you.
I've been
He's
telling
only
y'all, a
confirming it.
man is gonna be a man. He cannot not be a man.
So is there resolution?
It ain't no resolution.
Ain't no resolution.
It ain't no resolution.
First of all, it ain't women's job to try to fix this. What your job as a woman is to recognize what he's saying is the truth and you act accordingly.
That's
Don't
about
try
it.
to change his mind.
Yeah.
Don't try to reason with him. Let him say, and he's telling you the truth. He's telling you how they are. He's telling you how they think. I told you men are incapable of love. Stop trying to make them love.
That's not true. That's not true. Dr. King loved the shit out of Coretta Scott.
Okay, let's pause right here. Okay, so again, she has a very radical way of her point, but I will say this. With men, this is from men to women and women to men. When you listen to what people are fucking saying out of their mouth and further look at their actions, people will talk, baby. You let them talk long enough, they've been and really told you some shit, because you can only lie and put your representative in the forefront for so long. And then you just start telling the truth. The lies didn't flow into the truth. And you got to know when a person is telling you who you are, who they are, and you have to then believe them for real. So she's given a point. The incapable of love, Royce in the comment is bringing up a good point. Men that are more in tune with spiritually. Men that also are more, they acknowledge their feminine side. I'm not saying they are what you would call sissies, or this is not to make them seem as if they're interested in the same sex, but when they're more in tune, then they have love. First of all, if they were given love properly, if their mother loved them properly, then they would know what love is to display it. But a lot of times when these mothers, and there's all different type of people in the world, and realize we all got to be different. So everybody got to play a different role. So it's some mothers out there playing the character, because in this human form, we are playing characters. So there is some mother out there that's just not the best mom and didn't show her children the love and the nurturing that she need. I'm not the most nurturing mother. I do the best that I can. I know my kids love me and I try every day. But I'm definitely not little mother in the shoe. So I know it's some horrible mothers out here, what we would call horrible. And if they're not showing their sons that love, they don't know how to give another woman love. I do see what she's saying, that men are incapable of love, but men love in their way. How they show their love is through their provision and their protection and showing up every day and stuff like that. So we'll just say that. But we'll continue.
Fuck like a motherfucker. And that woman never came and spoke out one bad word about this fucking preacher.
We ain't saying nothing about fucking.
Hold on, I'm just breaking down. Men are capable of loving because they're humans, and all humans are capable of love. All humans are capable of change if they place in the right environment.
Come
Come on now, listen, because if man is not capable of love, then me and Kevin Gates will be enemies today. He conquered me with love. His loving response to me conquered my hate. I was being hateful, saying he got fucked and raped. That man conquered me with love. Oh man, we the best of friends now, because he the first nigga to conquer a nigga with love.
Now hold on.
I love you.
Hold on.
That's
Now
what he said.
Earlier,
he said, but
hold on.
Just watch the video. He said, that's what got me. I still wanted to be mean to the nigga.
Let's have Princella respond to that.
Hold on. Now, we just got finished listening to I Don't Give a Fuck. We can rape all these women. Hold on. We can kill
white
them.
women. Stick with white women, though. No. Listen, see, that's what they don't want to stick with. I'm saying white women. Rape white women. I don't give a fuck about black women. I care about the women I know. I care about the women I know.
Y'all, listen. Y'all hear it at your own. Earlier, he said, love is the highest frequency. Sex and food is at the survival animalistic level. The male is incapable. I don't care what come out their mouth. Kill, rape, I don't give a fuck. Sex and food, I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say.
This is a woman with no man, though.
Yeah.
Go talk to them women with a man.
That's right.
Go talk to them women with a man.
That's right.
I grandmothers who were married 40, 50 years. You talking to a woman with no man.
Exactly.
Listen, she's on the sideline. See, it's like this here. Fellas, we on the field playing the game. She in the stands watching, and she been watching this game all her life. She never got to play, so she can't really tell us how to play. She cannot diagnose us because she ain't on the field. She don't know what it's like when her dick get hard. She don't know what to do when your dick get hard. So she can't teach. She can't come in this locker room and teach because she don't understand the biology of us.
Wait a minute.
She can read about it. Listen to me. She's an expert. Listen, but an expert on a gorilla ain't a gorilla. You're an expert on gorillas, but you're not a gorilla.
She has the knowledge, but not the experience.
Listen to me. You're right. Listen to me. You're an expert on games, but you wasn't in a game. You're an expert on serial killers. You done talk to the world's greatest serial killer, but you're not a serial killer. See what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Hold on.
I would like
did John Calhoun have to be a rat to understand the rats in his experiments? No, because let me tell you something.
You have to be.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because guess what? I didn't hit the nail on the head every every single point that I have made about the male's
Tell
nature.
me what it's
Let me
like to
tell
have
you-
an erection.
Let me say, I don't have to tell you how I feel, but I know how it make your mind operate. I know you can't. Listen, I don't. Let me say, Charleston, I don't want to be y'all.
Listen. So when I'm in class, and I got a hard on, and I'm not thinking about nothing, what's on my mind? And the teacher say, Charleston, come up, because you get a hard on not thinking about sex.
That's right.
And as a boy, hold on, listen,
that's what I was trying to say.
listen, as a boy, you wake up with a hard on, not even thinking about sex.
Didn't I say that earlier?
So this is my next question. So how can you say what's in our mind?
Charleston, I said that earlier.
You said you know what come to our mind when I dick get hard. How do you know that?
Charleston, I study y'all, and I said,
You ain't, but
Charleston,
Right,
Charleston, come on, Charleston, calm down,
right.
baby,
that ain't good enough.
baby,
That ain't good enough.
baby, calm down, sweetheart.
This is what I'm saying.
Calm down.
You can study all day long,
Charleston,
but you listen, just like a man. Oh, no, you done got me turned up now. Just like a man, he cannot get in a woman's body to say this is how a woman feels. This is how a woman think. He can study all day long, but you don't have the chemicals that we have.
Again, listen, a male can wake up, a male can hit a tree stump and his thing come up. No, you don't need nothing to make a male's shit stand up, right?
You lying to me?
No,
You lying? Come on,
no, wait a minute.
I tell these niggas all the time. Say, listen, homie, a man has to see something. He cannot just sit because a man is.
They half-ass listen. They don't listen. They don't listen. Here's the thing.
We just heard what we heard.
No. Because I told him. Didn't I tell you earlier that men are visual? You just said, oh no, don't no men get no erections around no children. He said that earlier, and I said men are visual, extremely visual.
Come on now. Hold on.
No. Anything. Listen. No.
It's some men that are around by kids and called pedophilia.
Listen,
but it's some heterosexual man that see a kid is never turned on.
Sir, anything can make y'all dick raise up. Y'all waking up with hard-ons. Hold on. It don't take no major stimuli to raise y'all shit. It don't. You can sit.
So what
listen.
she's saying is that what she's trying to say is that it doesn't have to be a sexual thing in nature to raise you up, meaning that this thing can
a man is not gonna get hard unless he got to pee in the morning, unless he's sexually aroused. He's just not gonna get hard.
What? So you mean to tell me, you can be sitting in class, not thinking about sex, and his dick get hard? Which one is
a boy?
But that's what I'm talking about.
A boy and a man.
But that's what we was talking about. But sir, that's what we was talking about.
But he's not thinking about nothing. It's just out of his control.
But didn't I just say that? They just being disagreeable for no reason. We saying the same thing. Yeah, we are.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are. You just don't like it.
Listen,
you just don't like it,
Every man in this room is shaking their head. This is my problem with women.
Listen.
All right.
Listen, we all just said the same thing.
We got women telling men about men, and they never been a man.
Shit. We said the same exact stuff. The same thing that happened on President.
Let's make it clear.
Listen, the same thing that
I understand you study, you break it all the way down, but you've never been in the mind of a man to try to speak so factual about what's in a man's mind.
But that's all males do is talk about women. Yes, they do.
I'm around men all day. We don't talk about that.
Wait a minute.
All right. Let's get
Say, y'all listen. Y'all world is so small. The bunch of all us in. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, man.
Y'all world is so small. I know some men that don't talk about sex. They talk about money, business, economics, growth, development. Nigga, nature dictates to me.
Let me tell you something.
Pussy.
Okay.
My nature dictates to me when I decide I'm gonna get some pussy. I get that nature out of me, and I don't think about pussy no more. I be in a strip club every night and don't never think about pussy. Every night, don't never touch no pussy. Every night, going to one tonight, was in one last night. Didn't touch one girl pussy and can damn near fuck everything in there. Didn't touch one because I want to show them it's real gentlemen.
You teach a man, you teach one person. You teach a woman, you teach a nation. So we talk about an individual who has fame, who got money. around pussy where a bunch of dudes ain't got none, right?
Mansa
hold
Musa.
on, hold on.
What-
Let me,
what-
cause
you
let's
can-
keep Charleston, Charleston, y'all ain't let me
Man, I
talk.
got to you. What you mean?
Hold
A man can raise a nation. What you think Dr. King did? How can you discredit our great leaders?
Okay, so why the black community fucked up like it is?
Because of their mamas.
Because
They
you
goddamn mamas that
Because
just
you-
wanted
what?
some dick.
yeah, because you done programmed the woman.
Angry, bitter. We had great men to get us here. How y'all gonna discredit those men?
Because you know.
I want to say real quick, I think that we're having a hard time in the community because of one, the lack of accountability, but two, we are too hard on ourselves. We judge one another. We want us to change and conform and do this and be that instead of looking at who we are. There are some things that we all can improve on, yes. But how do we coexist and how do we use our strengths to work together to make this thing work? Everything ain't about a change and conforming and all of that. That's what's got us fucked up now. That's what has us fucked up now. Conformity, change, judgment. It's your fault. It's your fault, my fault, and all this shit. How about we forgive ourselves, forgive one another, and learn how we can work together? That's just my brief opinion. Let's continue.
Oh, I'm gonna chop this up, right? You know I'm gonna chop this up with the discrepancies, right?
How we
I'm gonna just let them talk.
How we got great men.
Let them talk.
I just meant Manson, one of
Ego.
the richest ever men. Homie, he's the example of what all of us should be. Bezos, Zucker, they ain't got nothing on him. How can we discredit?
you got to go all the way back into we.
Come on, man.
So why you can't do it now? Why we gotta look at Mark Zuckerberg and Elon
I'm
Musk
not
and all
looking at
that?
Mark Zuckerberg now. I don't want to do that.
But when you met
I
Mansa
don't want
Musa,
to do
where you
it.
at?
I want to fuck a bunch of hoes till I die.
We know
I
that,
don't want to
Charleston.
do it.
Charleston, we know.
And I'm happily married.
We know, Charleston.
And I'm happily married.
All you doing is agreeing with everything I done already said.
Huh? We didn't create us.
That's the next.
No, she's not. She's not saying that.
Yeah,
She's not saying that.
Yeah.
She'll making bold statements of the thoughts of men, and she don't know the thoughts of men that she done talked to. Most men are not thinking about sex. I promise you. I promise you.
What do animals do when they want to have sex? What do they do? What do the male? What do the woman?
What?
Shake her butt.
Hold on. What does a male do? The same thing. The same thing that y'all doing in this modern day society, acting like them animals. More women are half naked than it is men with a heart on.
So
There
now
are
we're
more
taking-
women walking around with their titties and their ass out than it is with men with heart on.
All right, so let me just be clear here. So now we're going to the point of saying that the way that women dress is suggesting that they want to be fucked. Is that what we're saying?
Left side of the brain.
You goddamn right.
Left side of the brain. Tools.
Why would you have?
May I ask you what creative expression is? I mean, some women just like.
I told you they right side. I told you the right side of their brain shut down. Let me tell you something. When a woman is dressed revealing, the left area in the left side of the brain, which is the analytical side to use things as tools, lights up when they look at women. These dudes do not have no access to the damn feminine. And they keep telling you, they keep showing you, I ain't got to say nothing. He proving everything that I'm saying is right. I don't care how many. No, that ain't true. I don't care. It's right there in the book. Get the book.
See, this is my problem with the book folk. They can't get out the book. The whole conversation is what's in the book.
Yeah, I wrote it. I wrote the book.
And see, the book ain't factual.
Well,
it
what's
may
in the
have some
book?
truth.
Wait a minute. What's in the book?
No. Listen, I'm just saying any book. See, this is why I stay away from the book, right? Because the book is one person's mind. That's one person's mind, and there are a billion minds on this planet.
Okay, all right. Let me do you a solid.
There are a billion minds on this planet. Talk to me outside the book. Talk to me about a woman.
Okay, real quick. I just got to pause real quick. I have to agree with him on that too. Books, we got to read, right? We do have to read because one thing about reading books and stuff that has studies to it, they have gathered data, it expands your mind and it provokes your mind to also tap into some things and come to conclusions. But there is no book, not even the Bible, that is 100% accurate, because it's up to that person's interpretation, right? So although it will have some good points, it's not the end all be all. That's why you got to use your fucking head, because think of all the books that we have read that taught us history that is distorted, not true, or cultivated for you to be lost from who you are. So even a book can lead you astray. I definitely understand what he is saying. I do understand. I think that we are so big on facts and we're so rigid in things that it doesn't allow us to evolve, because we see this says and that says, and we pointing the shit and knocking each other upside the head with it. Think about how effective is it when your peoples knock you upside the head with the Bible. That wasn't effective. What's effective is what people see. You can't tell me, you can't confine God to a book. You want to teach me about God? Let me see your actions. Show me God. You see what I'm saying? That's just an example. So we can throw up to statistics and studies and this and that and the third, but that's not the end all be all. It's got to be a balance. It's got to be a balance. And we need to start allowing the spirit man to guide us. We need to start tapping into our spiritual nature, because after all, we are spirits living a human existence. So I don't know. I just thought I would say that. Let's continue.
Who been married 30, 40 years and let her tell me about her man, because she can't tell me about our man. Let me tell me about the men that you chose, the men that you had. Don't tell me about the men you didn't have, because you don't know those men. Right? Because if all men were the same, all men will be doing the same. There's some niggas fucking some punks. And they want some dick.
So
there's a lot of niggas ain't taking no dick. If some nigga beat women, if some nigga won't dare touch a woman. If some niggas say bitch, 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 and if some niggas say, hey, homie, don't say there's women in the room. So we're all different. Yeah, we have the same chromosomes, makeup, all that, homie, but our environments, how we raise, supersede all that shit. Because once you develop a conscience, once you learn right from wrong and you got a conscience, homie, I wouldn't give a fuck what turn you on, you wouldn't do it. If I wouldn't give a fuck how horny you is, you ain't gonna cheat on your wife. When you develop that, you fight against your nature. You deny yourself. That's where fasting and praying come in at. You develop coping skills. You develop critical thinking skills, conflict skills to supersede your nature. That's where the morality comes in at.
All right, and that's it.
So
all right, hold on. Let me say this. Because he's been talking. So morality at the top of the pyramid. At the top of the pyramid is where the least amount of people exist. So, and that is the area of the mind.
She's going back to that book, homie.
I'll let you talk, homeboy. I'll let you talk. Now, go to the bottom. Earlier, I told you, the further you get down to the bottom, the less controls. So it's more people on the bottom that got no morality, no self-control, because the masculine energy is a movement.
How do you describe black people in the 60s then? They was at the bottom. How do you describe the slaves?
Because you still had morality before the process of ideological subversion that took the morality away. So here's the thing. You had the people in the Southern Black church. It was all run by the Muslims and the damn church. That ain't the leader no more. Morality has been moved out, and I don't care what nobody say.
When your mama teach you, say excuse me, say please and thank you. She's teaching you morality. When your grandmother say y'all stop, they teaching you morality. Your home life supersede this. What she talking about in this book?
Wait a minute, but how much time people spending at home? Huh? Who raising the kids now? Right? Who's raising the kids?
Some mama like mine.
Television.
Some mamas like mine.
Childhood, when women are given these things, they still aren't able to really receive those things, because according to you,
they need the military and prison. The prison and military are down there equal. They're both the same. They need some type of training. Both of them give men training. Both of them, but the mama got to have the boy till he come to adolescence. The mama is the first teacher.
And but we already agree that she got to cut the cord, and she don't know that she got to cut the cord.
When she breastfeeding you, how many of y'all breastfed? How many of y'all breastfed in this room? Raise your hand.
Oh, I breastfed.
That's
A
where
little
it
bit.
started. So
Yeah.
that connection through breastfeeding, you're developing morality.
No, you're not.
What do you mean?
That ain't got nothing to do with
Man,
morality.
please.
No, it don't have a
Man, I ain't
Define
morality
that.
is
Charleston,
a
Listen,
define
listen,
that.
listen. The
Define that.
connection that you
Charleston, that's
develop,
biological.
the connection that you develop with
Charleston,
your mama
that's
and her
biological.
teachings.
Huh?
But
That's food.
biologically gonna come from the teachings, right? You're connected.
That's
with her. So
biological.
when she quit breastfeeding you, guess what she's doing? She's teaching you psychology. Pray before
Bro,
you do this.
no.
Say thank you. She's teaching you
But that-
psychology. She's
that-
gonna teach you sociology.
Sir, that's been
Well,
moved
she's
out of the
gonna
homes.
teach you sociology.
Demoralization,
She can't
sir.
talk outside the book. She cannot have a conversation
Sir.
away from the book.
No, demoralization,
can't.
sir.
Man, we don't want to talk demoralization. Your mother and them teaching
what-
you right from wrong. What's in
what-
the house? She
Sir.
talking from the book because
Sir.
she was never
What is-
raised in a house
Sir,
with a family.
what is
She
demo-
don't know it.
What is
She
demoralization?
don't know what it's like to
I
be
have
taught
lost
properly
rails.
with
I
a
am no
family.
longer in control.
So she can't get it.
They ain't got no
She
self-control.
wasn't properly
You
taught.
see?
We
You
was all
see?
raised with love and nurture. She told us she would put out without the love and nurture. Homie, love conquers all what she talking. I swear. I
So
swear.
I do want to get back to that. I want to get back to love and the talking about love and love being the highest frequency, because that is where the discord is happening.
Mhm.
Now we
Love
are,
and hate though. Y'all can't hate. Hate is a high frequency too now.
absolutely. But what I'm saying is that because we know Princella has said that she does not believe men are capable of love. But if love is the highest frequency, shouldn't we all have access to that?
Oh,
No, no, no,
I
no,
used
no,
to
no, no,
I used to want to pimp, and I used to call myself pimping. But boy, when I watched what a woman had to go through to get baby to a child, watch this. I would go raise my son to be a pimp. But boy, when I saw what a woman had to go through, that epidural needle, she had to push her back out. And nigga, I was hard on women for then. She had to push her back out. Not if you ask the women I know in real life. She had to push her back out. That needle about that long. The doctor say don't move. I said, ooh, wait. I saw everything a woman had to go through. I'm finna show you how powerful the spirit is. The spirit supersedes all this. Righteousness, goodness. The baby come out. I didn't hear nothing. All of a sudden I heard that. Wah! Something inside of me changed instantly. I said, I'd never be like this toward women. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I know. It changed me to witness that. What a woman had to go through. Yeah, I say bitch and hoe, but all women ain't women in our world. It's some hoes that get in your face and nigga. So no, you don't talk to her like no woman. You better not treat her like no woman. She gonna do you bad. We know this. Man, come on now. So we're not gonna act like all men is bad.
Let me say this then, because I do believe that we're talking about the same things, but from different angles. So let me say this, Princella. As
I don't know. Before
we're not talking about it.
Before we say anything, ask him, is he gonna let me talk? Because for the last
Charleston,
10 minutes,
Princella talk,
right?
It's hard for me to hear wrong and be quiet.
Ooh.
See, okay, so let me say this while I got a little bit of time. He say all men ain't the same, right? Well, guess what? What's the name of my book? 41 Shades of Men, not one shade of men, 41. So that means it's 41 different types of men. I know all men ain't the same, but I do know the nature of goddamn testosterone. And I do know that the nature of a male is living in scarcity. It is conquering territory. That's the reason why he could say I love, but then turn around and say that's limited to the people I know. When you operate in love, that shit ain't limited, because love is a flowing energy. It's a flowing, it's a flowing energy. They don't have no concept of love. Everything. And when I talk about love, guess what he keep going back to? Yeah, the king love, but he still fucked. Love ain't got a goddamn thing.
I've never disrespected my mother. I've never drunk in front of my mother because of the love I have from her.
Charleston,
Man, I'm not finna sit here and listen to no woman who don't have a man, wasn't raised by a man, to say a man ain't capable of love.
Did I tell you?
I'm not finna
emotionally reactive.
Man, listen, my mother taught me that silence is a form of agreement. I'm not finna be silent when I know motherfucker don't. I'm not finna, no, emotional reaction for nothing. Man, and lack of respect. When you wrong, you wrong. Man, you cannot make me believe. You can't make me believe Obama don't love his wife. You can't make me believe the men I see who sacrifice everything that a man want to be committed in these relationships. Going to house. You can't make me believe they don't love their woman.
I'm not trying to make you believe
See
that?
us saying that
Listen,
men are incapable.
Listen, and guess what?
Man, listen. Man, listen, I kick your ass as my woman and
See?
love you while I'm kicking you in your ass.
Y'all see what I'm talking
Because
about?
you whoop your kid and say I do this because I love you.
I don't whoop my child. I don't hit my
I'm
child.
not saying you, but there's plenty of women do it.
But I'm the one that's saying men are incapable of love. So you got to put that on me because I'm not the one hitting. I don't hit my child.
You can't tell my wife I don't love her.
My audience is women, so I don't care what men think. So he ain't got to believe it.
Because
as long as
I
y'all
don't give my audience is a bunch of crazy motherfucking niggas. And saying I'm telling
niggas. I don't reason with men.
Learn to rape white bitches, nigga.
And I don't.
I'm raising up niggas for a revolution. She raising up some niggas to fight bitches. I'm raising you up to think about that white man, nigga. And then do to them what they done to us. All the rest of this is bullshit. This don't get us no banks. This don't get us no economic development. This what poor motherfuckers talk about.
Exactly what I
this
tell
what poor motherfuckers talk about. Because men have to focus. Men have to focus on a legacy. And your legacy, nigga, is about what you can build and develop and conquer because God gave you dominance on earth. He didn't give it to the woman. He didn't give it to the woman. He didn't give it to the woman. God never even spoke to the woman.
Listen,
he don't give a damn what a woman got to say.
He ain't saying nothing more than what I already told y'all. It's all in the book. Everything.
Don't read the book. No. Talk to the men in your life. Look at your father. Look at your grandfather. Don't read no book. He confirming it, y'all. Let the life of your father be the book.
Everything he says is
don't
in the
read
book.
that book.
Yeah.
Look at the man. Study the man. Your coach, your school teacher, whatever man that was in your life, study them as the book.
41 shades of men. They can't do it. Everything that came out of his mouth is written in this book. They can't do it. He confirmed it. And that's why you just let him talk. Listen to him.
Y'all listen to a woman with no man. Ladies, y'all know that man love you based on what he do and what he say and his actions and inaction. She ain't never had a man.
All right.
So no how a man love.
He don't know I was
She
married.
ain't never had a man.
He don't know I was married.
All right, let's okay. I see we must agree.
He didn't know that. He didn't know that.
Okay. Princella was married. All right, so let's go ahead. I think we should change.
She ain't got a man now. How long ago was she married?
Princella,
you can talk to me. How long ago was she married to a man?
You want to talk about this?
To a man.
All right, well, Charleston, you gonna let her respond?
Hold on.
Okay, let's let her respond.
What I respond? I'm trying to get her.
Okay, let's let her respond. Let's let her respond, Charleston.
Okay, what's the actual question? One at a time.
One question.
How long ago was you married to a man?
I got married in 2017, and I'm still legally married.
Oh,
right. And me and my child's father co-parent really well.
Okay, Charles.
Do he love you?
Actually, I wrote the book after the last person I dealt with, which was a millionaire man. It wasn't.
I wanted to ask about that.
No. Ask about that, yeah. Because after my ex, because my ex ain't the one that caused me to write the book. What caused me to write the book was after I dated a millionaire after him, right? The millionaire man who I worked for was in competition with me. Now I'm working for you. You making money, but you jealous and insecure because I know the industry that you work in, right? I know.
It's coming out, guys. I'm listening.
Right, let her get it out now.
Let me tell you something.
Get it out.
Experience, because here's the thing. Experience in life is what you need to be able to say anything. So not only do I have experience with men.
Two men she just named, not 41.
Hold on.
Oh.
She named you 2 men, not 41.
Let me pause real quick. Number one, where you do not do. Now, this woman is very educated. She has some good points. I think that her emotions about men, which is kind of coming out right now, kind of gets her off the beaten trail. But she does have some good knowledge to where it will teach you or get you to understand how to operate with men so you will be able to live cohesively. And you still need to respect your man and this, that, and the third. But who the hell you do not date people that you work with. That is 101. I learned that lesson back at 18. And so she's a grown woman. She should know that. I'm not trying to shame her, but I'm just saying. She worked under a rich man, so it seems that they had some bad situation occur, and let me ride this, but which is cool. Write your book, right? Because I'm writing me a motherfucking book. I put pause on it, but best believe when I drop that, boy, you dropped a bomb on me, baby. I'm dropping that bitch, and she has the right to do that. This is her story, and she can write it. But I'm just saying, here it is. We have some distortions with this. Here we go.
Hold on. I worked around men. You
never slept with them though.
Hold on.
Didn't live with them. Working and living is two different things.
Hold on. Can we?
She never slept in bed with them to judge these men. To compare all us to these two men.
So, are we gonna talk, or are we gonna be in emotionalism? Because I
ain't in no emotionalism.
Yeah,
at this point, I done already heard what I heard. I got a woman saying to all these men.
Oh, I'm not talking to men. I'm talking to women. Y'all see it yourself.
So she just told me, well, you're a leader and you got this platform and you telling men to rape. Yeah, and you over here telling women that we don't love. So let's just keep talking on our platform and leave this shit alone. It don't make no sense no more.
We can do that.
It don't make no sense no more.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Because I watch black. I'm sure that man loved his mama. I'm sure he loved his sister. I'm sure man, how can you have
what is love? Define love, Charleston. Define love.
I can't define his love.
I thought so.
I can't define his love. No. Because there's no blanket for love. This is my definition of love. Okay. Love is not what you can give. It's about what you can take. Our mothers took a lot. It ain't about what you can give. It's about what you can take. But what you can take.
How much you endure. You're saying how much you endure.
Don't y'all put nothing on it but what I said. You figure it out. Because each person has to define love according to their life experiences, not what I'm saying.
Okay, so all right. So here's the thing. Let me tell y'all something. Let me make it real quick. Everything in life has a structure and an organization to it. Everything.
Let me just pause it right there. I understand what he's saying, right? Now, you could twist it any way you want to. But with love is patience. And a lot of people don't have patience because they can't take shit. I ain't dealing with this. I ain't dealing with that. You can't, I don't care who you get with. They gonna get the fuck on your nerves at some point. You're going to have to exercise some patience with them. You're going to have to walk away sometimes, take a few breathers and come back with them. That is just life. You have to find someone that you can have patience with and that you're willing to take to go the long haul. So I get what he's saying. Now we can twist that around and say that means how much abuse you can take. I mean, it depends. Again, this is all about the lens of which you look at life. You can look at the glass half empty or half full. Right now, in this statement, she's in the glass half empty. He's speaking from the glass half full. Okay. Again, they both have excellent points, but it's some craziness going on both ends. Can we agree on that? Let's continue.
Your business, a sale, the galaxy, everything got a structure to it. And the only thing in the world that ain't got no structure is love. Let me tell you, it do. I got a workshop that I do 6 hours. Love, men, and manipulation decoded. Register for that. I'm gonna show you what love is. I ain't got nothing else to say, right? So 41 Shades of Men. Love, men, and manipulation decoded, and I got 5 components of love. If y'all want to know what love is, go cop that material. That's it. I ain't got nothing to say.
When I die, at my funeral, y'all gonna know what love is. Right now, they can't say it because I'm still alive. But if you walk into my community, the children, the mothers, the teachers, the prisoners, the judges, go say he's a loving man. I don't give a fuck what y'all see. That's how I can get on here and say the things that I say. But my love ain't for everybody because that'll deplete you as a man. You pick and choose who you give your love to. The world is ugly, so I don't love the world. Humans have become nasty and mean and uncaring, so I don't love those kind of people. I look for my kind. And how do I recognize my kind? By actions. The way we love one another. I got some niggas been married, some fine wives. I never look at their wives. I never look at their daughters. It's some niggas' households I don't even out now because I love my relationship with this nigga to respect everything in his world. We love. It may be distorted. It may not be what you want, but it's our love. And it might be the best that we can give.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna accept that, and I thank you guys once again.
I love it. I'm coming back.
I got a couple things. I just got a couple things. How we doing? We got time? Or we? We got time.
Or do I need?
I got a couple
Yeah, give
things
me-
that I
give me
just want to hit on.
Yes,
before
ma'am.
we go. Let's go ahead and change. Let's
Now
go
listen,
in
listen.
direction.
I would like to make a suggestion. We need to turn this into a town hall meeting.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Find a venue and turn this into ticket sale. Fuck this
Yeah,
here.
And
yeah.
we
Find
can
a
do that.
venue.
And we
Yeah,
can do that.
no, we
can
locked
do
in.
Hey!
Yeah, no, because
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
what
This is
this is what black men and black women need. This is not to exclude nobody, but this is what our culture needs. What me and you just did today, because we didn't cuss one another, we debated, we argued, but we stayed respectful. And it's deeper than what we talked about today. I promise it is. And she's right. Men are incapable till somebody teach us. And who teaches? A good woman. Not the fucked up woman, a good woman, a woman who play like she believe your lies when she know you lying, a woman who forgive you when she keep catching you cheating, a woman who breathe life into you when she know you sorry. She teach you how to love by her actions. At some point, the guilt and shame that a man feels for being a piece of shit ass man are start to make this road grow out that concrete. But it's the environment. That's all I'm saying. Every human is capable of becoming good, even if they bad. And I believe that with all my heart.
Okay. All right. I feel that. So before we go, I just got a couple, about 3 more things that I just want to get a quick response.
So that was just a way of a very interesting way of saying, again, love is the highest frequency. Love does conquer all. And with patience and love, and everybody cannot take everything, but sometimes people have to be shown love. And that does not mean now that you take on the role as Jesus Christ or become the martyr, because you ain't out here about to change people. But love does affect a person, and it will help them transmute. So that's very important. I think my thing is this, right? With this here, my thing is both of them have some very good points. But I don't care who's talking, whether it be me, whether it be any of them, anybody you see behind a microphone, on the stage, or wherever the fuck, behind a pulpit, you cannot and you will not agree with everything they say. You cannot take everything as fact. You have to take what works for you and apply it and throw the rest away. Don't take it personal. Don't dislike people, because we all come from all different walks of life. And if you don't learn how to attune yourself to the information that is valuable, you will always be mad at people and throw people away. This is why it's so many of us, and this is why fellowship is very important. This is why you do not forsaken yourself of fellowship. This is not talking about being in the church house. This is talking about being around your brothers and sisters and sharing your stories and your knowledge and the things that you have and the things that will help you take, and the things that you don't, you just take as their experience. Her herself, she wrote a book after she dated somebody from her job that was a millionaire that she was working up under. Something happened between them two. Here comes the book, and here comes that passion. Now, that instance drove her to still give out information that's valuable, but you have to know to discard the distortions that's coming behind it, not throw her away as a whole individual. Charleston is who he is. He gonna say some outrageous shit because he needs to get your attention, and also from his experiences and stuff like that. That don't mean you throw him away. You take what's applicable, and then the rest you get rid of. So that was really good. I had a really good time with that, watching that. I wanted to share that with y'all, and this is something I'm gonna do more. If you're watching me, I appreciate you. Please like, subscribe. I'm really operating more out of the Racqi Road TV YouTube channel, but you do see me on RRP Media. It looks like more people are watching me from that channel. So I will probably broadcast when I do stuff like this to both channels. I'm doing it to both channels and Twitter, because I feel that this is good. A reaction video is good to give commentary behind stuff that people really like. So if you enjoyed that, please let me know. Please do. But yeah, please make sure you subscribe. And I love you guys. Hey, you, let's keep in touch. Head on over to RacquiRoadTV.com/network and make sure you subscribe to my weekly newsletter. That way we can keep in touch no matter what. You see it right here. You enter your email, first name, last name, and hit subscribe. And if you're interested in being on the Black Love Group Chat panel or on Candid Stories of My Soul, fill out this Contact Us form. And don't forget to subscribe to my Racqi Road TV YouTube channel. Thank you.